Hello everyone, my name is Eric Jones and I am the turf teacher, and I would first like to thank you for joining me in this presentation entitled Snapchat for a Green Industry Business. What I would like to do during this presentation is we're going to give an introduction of what Snapchat is. We're going to talk about the history of Snapchat, what you can do with Snapchat in your landscape or irrigation business, how you can effectively use it for marketing, and how you can actually use it to communicate with other professionals in the green industry. And that's what I like about it. I use it all the time. I've got previous clients. I've got previous students of these classes that I teach online and face-to-face. Every time I do a face-to-face class or an online presentation, I always give out my Snapchat and Twitter to professionals and clients and even potential clients, because it's an easy way to stay in touch. It's a lot easier than actually typing a text message. It's a lot easier than sending an email. It's something quick. I'll have guys out in the field that'll take a picture of an insect on a plant. They send it to me. I'll identify it really quick, send it back to them. It's a great way to do that. And in our own landscape and irrigation business, we use it to market. We use it to send out flyers, electronic flyers. You can attach pictures and send it out to it. So it's a very, very good tool, and it's something that's fairly new. I mean, it was introduced in 2011 from a couple of kids in college out at Stanford University, and we'll see that in a few minutes. But what it did, it caught on very, very early with other college kids, and now that it's been out, for let's see, about 7 years, it's catching on, and it's really going to benefit the companies that use it first. I am a strong supporter of it, and what got me interested in Snapchat, believe it or not, is my children. They use it as a tool for communication. I can't get them on the phone. I got 4 girls and 1 son. If I pick up the phone and try to call them, they're not going to answer it. And believe it or not, yes, we have a 14-year-old, 2 12-year-olds, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old. I guess that's all 5. I'm making sure. Yes, Sierra's 14, Sydney and Logan are 12, so that makes 3, and then yes, Summer 10 and Carson 8. So they all have their phones, and that's how we communicate with them, other than FaceTime. Now they will respond to a snap, they'll respond to a picture through Snapchat, and they'll respond to a text message. But they're not going to respond to any other iMessages or text messages or even a phone call. They really don't like talking on the phone. They use Snapchat, and I kind of looked at that and I'm like, how can I use this in the business? And it's been unbelievable. I like having the little sticker on the rear fender of our truck, above the 4x4 sign on the truck, where we have our little social media. We'll have like our Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. Follow us on all these, and it's really paid off. So I am a firm believer in it, and I hope you guys will use it. And hopefully at the end of this, I can get you guys to follow me on Snapchat, and we keep this line of communication open. And if you've been to any of my face-to-face classes, I really stress networking. When we're during the breaks, I go around, I shake everybody's hands, I try to get people involved. I want us as green industry professionals to come together as colleagues and not competitors. I don't look at any of you as a competitor. I only compete with myself. I look at you guys as my colleagues. I look at you as people that I learn from as well. And if we can come together as an industry, the sky's the limit for us. And this is one tool that I've used it. I've got guys on the coast that's taken classes with me before, that's following me on Snapchat. We talk every day through Snapchat, even if it's just a silly picture of one of the guys messing up or somebody doing Crepe Myrtle. But it's kind of fun, and it's a good way to stay in touch with each other. So what is Snapchat? It is an application used on mobile phones. So if you've got one of these, and we know that everybody has, where everybody's going to the smartphone, you can download the app. It doesn't matter if it's an iPhone, if it's an Android, if it's an iPad, or if it's any of the tablets. If it is a mobile device, you can download the Snapchat app. And what I do want you guys to kind of figure out, and you'll hear me talk about in other social media lectures, I believe that your company has to have its own social media, but your clients and your customers, they want to personally know you as the owner. So you need to probably have a Snapchat for yourself or a Twitter for yourself along with your company. Somebody at the office could be running the company social media, or at something that could be hired done, but they actually want to know the owner as well. With the company, you can do your advertising, you could do your marketing, sending out discounts or specials, but your personal social media accounts, you guys, some of you may disagree with it, but what you need to do is you need to offer a bit of free information. When you're offering free information, and I'm talking about just a little bit, not exactly what to do in your lawn 12 months out of the year, but little things throughout the week. Hey, this is what needs to be done to your lawn. This is what needs to be planted in the garden. People want that little bit of free information, and that gets them coming back to your social media sites. And then when you have that audience that's coming back to you weekly, they know you. Then you can post things about, hey, we have a special, 5% off, 10% off on this particular service. And Snapchat is one way that can help you do that. So also with Snapchat, you can take a picture or you can take a video. You can text it to people and send it to a friend or even groups of friends or post to your story. So if I've got a friend named David out on the coast that sends me a picture and says, Eric, what's this insect? I can look at it, do my research, whatever, or probably know it right off the hand. I can send him a snap back. Or if I'm out on the job site and I see something really cool and I want to send it to a group of my colleagues, I can select the individual people to send it to. Or if I want everybody that follows me on Snapchat to receive this information, I can post it to my story, which is kind of like, it's like a storyboard. Everybody can go and look at it. And you, as the Snapchat account owner, can pick who can see your story. You can only have a few people. You can block some people just from seeing your story, but you'll still be able to receive and send them personal snaps, but you may not want them seeing your snaps. But the picture, the picture can be viewed up to 1 to 10 seconds before it disappears. And I checked this morning. Now they've got it where it's up indefinitely, so you can choose between 1 and 10 seconds or indefinitely, and that indefinitely may or may not stay. But here, the past few years, it's just been up to 10 seconds. But I did notice this morning that it can stay there indefinitely. You can add drawings or captions to the snaps. So take a picture. Take a picture of an insect on a leaf of a plant. Just right in there. Hit the little right button with your finger. What is this? Send it to whoever you need to. And that would be great if that could be sent off to an identification lab or something. But it's a really good way to get something quick and out to it. Now, also with my Snapchat app, for some reason, the app takes better pictures than your actual picture taking app on your phone that comes with your phone. However, though, with your snaps, it's like going to be reversed. This is coming from my kids. I don't do many selfies, but if I'm holding the phone up like this with my camera app that comes with the phone, I take the picture, and let's say I had some writing on my shirt. Let's say it said cool. I could take the picture, and it's going to flip it where you can actually read it. You'll see the COOL, and it'll spell cool. Well, if I use Snapchat, I take the picture, it's going to be reversed. Instead of saying cool, it's going to say LOOC. So, and that's the way, even the way you part your hair is kind of flipped on it. But that's okay. Not too many people will notice that. They just know that the writing on a T-shirt or something like that may be reversed. But that's okay. You'll see that in other types of apps and stuff that you use. But it's a very, very good application. As you can see here in the picture, the little 1 inside the red circle means that you have a snap. Somebody has sent you a snap. It alerts you. It's a notification. So what's the appeal about Snapchat? Well, there's less pressure to be perfect than on other social media sites. One, the content's not permanent. It can disappear from 1 to 10 seconds. When you scroll through it, you take the picture, it'll say how long. You'll see a little timer clock at the bottom. You click on that and scroll up either 1 to 10 seconds or click indefinite. Well, people's not going to view your picture indefinitely, but let's say you've put up, you've done a new landscape job and it's just beautiful. You want to take a quick picture, stand back, get that picture, hit send, 10 seconds. And I like doing it just for this 10 seconds. I wouldn't want it indefinitely. Why? Because if you put something up for a short amount of time, people, they're going to want to come back. If you put something up there that's viewable all the time, they're going to look at it. They're going to get bored. Yeah, okay, they did a landscape job. But if they see a picture and they're like, wow, and it disappears after 3 seconds, they're going to be like, holy cow, did you see what turf teacher did? They did that nice landscape job. So they're going to check back tomorrow when I add another picture to that story. I want people coming back every single day, if at all possible. And this is something that takes, 10 seconds of the day. Send a snap out once a day. You want people to come back to your story. Snapchat also has the new short-term visual message format. And what that is, it's like a text messaging service. I use the iPhone, so iMessage is what we use back and forth to the other iPhones. If somebody has an Android, that's when the text messages are green, iMessages are blue. Well, on Snapchat, you couldn't tell if somebody had an Android or iPhone whatsoever. It's the text message within the app itself. In that text messaging service, you can also upload pictures of trees, jobs, flyers of 10% off, or any type of thing or information or printed information that you wanted about your company. You can put it on your Snap story, or you can send it out to groups of people, however you wanted to do it. So it allows you to communicate that way. And it's also, you give somebody your Snapchat handle, they don't necessarily have to have your personal phone number. They've got your personal Snapchat. And you can log in and out of it as many times as you want if you don't want to be bothered, let's say, after a certain time when you get home in the evenings. But the best and easiest thing is it's the simple way to share simple information, simple things. You hire a new employee that you're real proud of, college graduate, going to take your company to the next level. You can sit them down in front of a board like this, take a picture. Here's our new crew leader for southeastern part of the county. You can take pictures of new jobs. You can take pictures of information, of literature, anything that you want your clients to know. And a good thing about it, guys, and I can't stress to you, when you're using social media, you've got to do it all the time. It's better to not have it than to have it and not use it. People want to see content, and they want a little bit of free information. And that little bit of free information reminds them of your company, reminds them of who you are as the business owner, and is going to help you land jobs and get new clients. So, Snapchat history. As you can see, the two gentlemen down there, Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy, they founded it while studying at Stanford University. Now, kind of hard. They had to have been computer science majors. I hadn't researched that yet. But, when I was in college, undergrad, I didn't have time to do anything. I was working full time, studying landscape architecture, staying up all night, drawing and hand coloring in plans. I didn't have time to develop an app or make extra money. So it had to be a school project for them because they attempted 34 other projects before Snapchat. And it did launch in the summer of 2011. So here it is, 2017. So really it's only 6 years old. But it started out as Peekaboo, and you could only use it on the iPhones. And I remember like Instagram, was only set up for the iPhone at first as well. So started out as Peekaboo. It later expanded to the Android market, and then they were able to add video and the ability to draw on the screen. Now you can use it across pretty much any tablet, iPhone, Android. Doesn't matter what network you're on. If it's Verizon, AT&T, none of that matters. You can use it on Wi-Fi. If you got limited data, it still works with the Wi-Fi or any internet connection. But when you're out in the field, use it on your data. It's not that it doesn't require that much data to run it. And people love it because even the MSS messaging, or MMS, is faster than what's on your phone. The Snapchat messaging is boom. And the little icon pops up and it lets you know that they're texting you back. So you can see that you can see when people have read your message, you can see when they're typing you back, and you know that's there. And even the messaging, just like the pictures and the videos, they disappear. Once you click off that message and you go back to it, the message is gone. So there's really no way to track it. You can screenshot the messages if you needed to save some of that information, but even then, it'll notify the sender of that message that you screenshotted the snap. Some concerns about Snapchat. Now, of course, with anything else, there's going to be people that abuse it. And it has been kind of known as an app to send inappropriate content, but it's not the main appeal for teenagers nor parents. Like I said, my kids, all of them are, I got two soon-to-be teenagers. But they're using it. This would never cross their mind. They're taking pictures of them riding their dirt bikes. They're taking pictures of them at the gun range. Yes, I've got 4 daughters, love to shoot and ride dirt bikes. They want to take pictures of what they're doing. They're on swim team. So right before they get in the pool, they're like, hey, I'm at swim practice, and they send it and kind of lets me know where they're at. I can get on their story any time of day. I can figure out where they've been, where they're at, and what they're doing tonight, because they let the world know. And sometimes you got to grab that phone and see who their contacts are when it comes to that. But, with us, we're not going to have that issue. We're professionals, we're landscape contractors, so we're not going to have to worry about it. It has also been known for cyberbullying because the pictures disappear with no evidence. And, my oldest daughter is 14, who's been victim of that before. People will put stuff on their story that she sees about her, and her feelings get hurt. Next thing you know, the school's involved. But, it is bullying, but something that we're not going to have to worry about in our industry. Retrieving the pics. If you do, take a screenshot, and that's okay. Guys, if you send me a picture and want me to look at something for you, I'm going to screenshot it. And it's going to say, turf teacher screenshotted the picture, took a screenshot. Android, though, the photos are only hidden and can be found with forensic software. So if you have an Android phone, you take a picture and it goes to your phone, it can find it. And there is this software here, snapch.net. Now I looked at, YouTubed it, and it is a pretty simple website that you can type in somebody's username, and it'll find the different pictures that they've taken and sent. So I haven't tried that. I'm not going to try it. I probably need to try it with one of my kids, or all of them, as a matter of fact, to actually see, because the stuff that they do send to their friends, I'm not seeing. I only see what they post on their story. But like I said, 99% of the time, they're using it to post to their story. That's all they care about. They want their friends to know how cool they are. They're the ones wearing the shirt, not me. But it's an easy way to keep up with them. I know when they're at the pool. I know when they're getting out of school. First thing they do when they get out of school, they turn their phone on, they take a Snapchat. But Snapchat Hack is an application that allows you to maneuver around the privacy protection. But again, we're in the business. I want all of you guys to see my snaps. I'm going to post it to my story. I'll send it to all of you. Hit send to everybody. I want you guys to see it. I'm pushing out information. And that's what we have to do with our clients. Free information gets them coming back to your page. Therefore, you've got a captivated audience that you can send information about the services that you provide and the deals that you've got running this week. It's an easy, quick way to get that information out. And the best thing about it, it is 100% free. And we all like free advertising, right? Remember, the days of the Yellow Page book. It's kind of slowly fading away. We got our name listed in the Yellow Pages, just a line and the phone number and the website. It's still like $25, $30 a month. It's maybe even more. I don't even write the check for that. I need to ask the office how much that is. But I remember my dad spending $300 and $400 a month on Yellow Page ad, and it'd be a little bitty thing. And so I know somebody with a big ad like that could be spending $1,000 a month easily. So the social media stuff is free, and we need to take advantage of it. And it's so easy to communicate with colleagues. So some pros for Snapchat on your social marketing. It's a fast way to reach a large group of people. You can send to those multiple friends, post to your story, send it to just a small group of people or everybody. And it can give a quick glance of what your company offers. That's the summer of 2017 right now. It's kind of hard to be selling irrigation right now, but I know you guys are busy. But it's rained like every other day the month of May. So you may not want to advertise irrigation, but you may be offering waterproofing. You may be offering mulch services where mulch's been washed away from houses. So you use it for what's going on right now, real quick. Send out an advertisement for that type of work. It's very similar to a commercial, especially if you use the video, but it's much shorter. I think the videos can go up to 15 seconds. And let me check real quick, and I will look. I'm actually Snapchatting the computer here. You can actually see what I'm looking at right now if I was to post it. Yeah, it looked to be only like 10 seconds there. I thought maybe at one time. Now, let me go back and ask my kids, and they'll be like, yes, Dad, you can squeeze in an extra 5 seconds on the video. So if so, I'll post that to my story on how to do that. But like I said, very, very similar to a commercial, but much shorter. And it allows you to see who is viewing your snaps and responding. That's the best thing about it. On your story, you can post a picture or video to your story, and it'll say, Miss Cameron viewed it, Miss Cook viewed it, Miss Jones viewed it, Bob Smith viewed it, the guys at Site One viewed it, the guys at LTD viewed it. All of your suppliers, vendors, whoever is following you on Snapchat, you can see who's viewing your content. Well, if there's a particular group of people that's always looking at your content, don't you think those are the ones that might be more interested in your company and what you have to say? So that might be, hey, Miss Cameron, Miss Cook, Miss Jones, Bob Smith, all these individuals are looking at my story. They're liking what I see. Okay, well, maybe you've got nice printed brochures or nice visual aids that you could send out to them to do direct marketing. Hey, they look at my stuff every day. What if I send them this? I might close that deal. So what it is, you're seeing who's really interested in your company when you go back and see who's responded or looked at your snaps. So some cons of social marketing. It's only good if your customers have smartphones, which, very few people that I know have flip phones. You still might, and don't get me wrong, I like the old flip phones because they fit in your pocket. And to be honest with you, with the pull-out antennas and stuff, you probably get better service in some of these areas that we may be working in. But the smartphone, is the way I use this in landscape design every single day. All the apps that come with it, the calculator. I can download a construction calculator, just a general calculator, a compass. I take pictures of my job. I use it every single day. This phone is less than 2 months old, and I've already got like 8,000 photographs on it because I'm doing job site analysis every single day, and I have to go back and clean it off every so often. I got a lot of storage on it, but when I go to the client's house, I might take 250 pictures of a yard walking around the house that we're going to be doing a design for. So it's only good if the customer has that smartphone, but if they don't have a smartphone, or you yourself, you can use a tablet. And what I'm seeing, a lot of the older people, I still got in-laws. My parents are big on social media. I give them that. My in-laws, not so much. But if they're on social media, they're doing it from like an iPad sitting in the chair in the evening. They're not using, a big iPhone like that. My mother-in-law, yeah, she does. She's got an iPhone, but she's not one to be on Facebook and stuff like that. If she's going to be on Facebook, she's going to sit down again with like the iPad in her lap, and she's only going to be on it 10 or 15 minutes. She uses it more to communicate with the kids, but she does use Snapchat because she's got grandchildren who do. So it's pretty cool. And who is your target market? Now again, the older generation, and you got to think about when it comes to your social media, which apps are they using? And that's why you need to use them all. Because I want that diverse group of customers. I don't discriminate on anybody when it comes to taking their money. Everybody's money is good with me. And plus, I love everybody to begin with. It's just my nature. I'm happy-go-lucky, and I want everybody in this world to be as happy as I am. But you've got to concentrate your marketing efforts throughout all the social media. Because what? Facebook is used by more people my parents' age. People my age are into the Snapchat, the Instagram, Twitter. Now, I like Twitter to communicate back and forth with other professionals in the industry. I love getting on some of the chemical companies' Twitter pages and reading their tweets and all that. And that's for another lecture. But you've got to focus your social media. And so, and get this, guys, all your social media can be tied in together so it filters down to everyone. I use Snapchat to take pictures of job sites and information, snap it. It downloads that picture to my phone, which in return I post to Twitter. Twitter then posts it to Instagram and Facebook for me. If I upload a YouTube video, it goes to Instagram, it goes to Facebook, it goes to Twitter automatically. All that's interchangeable. So I don't have to spend all this time uploading it to different social media applications. It's all linked together. And I'll be glad to help you guys do that. And how often do you snap to keep your customers interested? That's a con, guy. I mean, it's how often do you do it? I say absolutely every day. But what do you snap? You snap everything, just like what you put on Facebook. You put everything. We've hired Mary Johnson as our new office manager, our new vice president of sales. Whatever she's doing, you let people know. People want to know what's going on in your company. Hey, we're having the company picnic this Friday afternoon. All yards will be cut prior to noon on Friday because we're taking half a day and we're going to take care of our employees by having them a cookout and letting them invite their families. Let your customers know that. They're like, wow, that's a company that really cares about their employees. Or if you sponsor a Little League team and you go to the ball field and they've got the banner on the outfield fence line, take a picture of it, snap it, put it on your story. Hey, Turf Teacher is sponsoring Northwest Forsyth Little League. They are sponsoring the athletics or the Orioles, whatever we're doing. Let the community know that you're giving back. It's free marketing. It's free advertising. So snap everything. And I like to send out a snap at least once a day. Now, there's going to be days that you're swamped and you're just overwhelmed that you forget to do that. So that's why I almost recommend that. You got to have that company social media site, and then you've got to have your personal as the owner. So as long as your company social media sites are pumping out information every day, you're good. And then it's like when you personally send out something, it's like a treat for your followers. So should your brand use Snapchat? Now, I'm going to agree with some of this and maybe disagree with a little bit of it, but I'm going to tell you my plan. But this is from Shoutlet, a little picture they put together about Snapchat. But are you trying to engage in the 13 to 25 age group? Well, if yes, is your brand capable of humor? If not, think twice about it. But like I said, my 8-year-old is pumping out Snapchats every day. I know exactly when she gets home. Nana picks her up from school. I know when she gets out of school. I know everything because she's snapping it. She's putting it on her story. It's kind of a good thing. I know what they're doing. So the 13 to 25 age group is doing it. Now, also, if you're 25, you're probably dealing with a lot of young professionals that's moving into these neighborhoods. My favorite neighborhoods that you've heard about, the small square foot lawns. That's what we go after. Well, the 25-year-old just got married. They're a banker or police or nurse. They're getting married together. They have a pretty good size income. They're able to afford somebody to cut their lawns and do stuff like that. So they've moved into these neighborhoods. So I want to snap them. Is your brand capable of humor? Yes. I think I'm one of the most funniest guys that you'll meet. I love standing up in front of a group of people. Doesn't matter if it's 200, 400, or if it's 5. I like all eyes on me, and I like cracking the ice and introducing myself and being funny. That's what life's about. So I'm going to continue on down. Are you capable of reacting quickly? Well, yes. You know what? This is a little big phone. I have to stick it in my back pocket. But, I have to keep an OtterBox, which I haven't found a holder to hold it. But I keep it in my back pocket. If I hear my snap go off and it's got a distinctive ring, because I set a different alert tone for that, yes, grab it. Look at it. Yeah, respond quickly. Is your brand risk adverse? No. Then give it a go. If it is, think twice about it. But, guys, you can't go wrong with it. You can't get wrong with it. And I know I said that, the elderly people and the grandparents, I'm 43, getting ready to turn 44. But my parents, they use it because the kids do. Mom and dad are really into social media. I know when my dad's kind of finished for the day because he's sitting down on Facebook, and that's when he starts liking my posts. I'm like, yeah, Dad's home. He's liking my stuff. So use it. And everybody's going to get on it because they want to follow their kids. They want to follow their grandkids. And, it used to be years ago when you moved away, you may only get to see grandma once or twice during the year. Now you can see them every day with social media. And so when grandma and grandpa are at the grocery store and they walk by your truck that says landscaping and irrigation on it, and you've got your Snapchat handle, somewhere on the truck, lettered up nice, or follow us on Facebook, follow us on Snapchat, and have the same handle name. You're like, well, there's the Snapchat. I didn't know that Turf Teacher was on Snapchat. Let me enter him, or honey, remember that. I've seen people go over there and take a picture of our truck that's got the information on it because they didn't have time to write it down. They got the camera phone. They go over there and they're taking a picture of the truck, getting the phone number, getting our social media, the website, and they're able to find us. 5 reasons your company should snap. People use it, and they're going to keep using it. It's here. It's here. And you can see right here when Facebook tried to buy it. Students were the first ones to catch on to it. Well, it was invented by college students. So, yes, they're going to spread the word, and it spread pretty quick that way. It launched in September of 2011. It tailed over 1 billion snaps by October 2012. Well, that was quite a big number, right? 1 billion snaps 1 year later. There had already been 1 billion pictures taken and sent through this app in 1 year. Facebook offered $3 billion for Snapchat, but got turned down. Facebook knows that Snapchat's hot, but Snapchat knows that it's even hotter. It's here to stay. And I think we need to be on the craze. We need to jump on this bandwagon. Social media is here to stay. I think it's more important than a website, but using it in conjunction with your website and your printed material, you can be one of the best landscape marketeers out there. So people use it. Again, keep using it. Facebook versus Snapchat. I don't think it'll ever overtake Facebook. Maybe eventually, because my kids don't even know what Facebook is. They know what Snapchat is. They know what Instagram is. And they're kind of experimenting with Twitter, but their 2 biggest things, Instagram and Snapchat. So 20 years from now, hopefully I'm still alive and working. I know if I'm alive, I'll have to be working with 5 kids. I know that I need to use Snapchat and Instagram because they're going to continue to use it. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. 20 years from now, my kids and people their age that I'm trying to market to, that's what they're going to be using. And Facebook kind of might slip away because my kids just don't. They're like, what's Facebook, Dad? Or yeah, Facebook's for old people. I hear that. So, but they love their Snap. It proves that you're a cool company. Never heard of Snapchat? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people have it. But that adds to the inherent allure of the app. What is it? What is Snapchat? Honey, don't you think we need to look and see what it is? Well, yeah, I heard the grandkids talking about it. Well, let's look into it. Again, they're the same ones that goes to the supermarket. I didn't know Turf Teacher had Snapchat. Well, we just added the grandkid. Let's follow him too, sweetie. It takes off. It takes off. And the number of users is growing phenomenal. It's not going to slow down. It's going to keep getting bigger. And it's still new enough to make the user in the know. So you, that landscape contractor, that irrigation contractor, if they see that you've got Snapchat, again, you're automatically cool. You're in the know-how. You've stepped up to the plate, and you look good having it. And it's wide open for marketeers. You can blast your customers with information. Again, guys, I can't stress enough, they want free information. They don't want to receive that 10% coupon off a fertility app every day. They want information. Why should we lime our yard? Why should we add, pendimethalin in the springtime to prevent crabgrass? Well, that young lady sitting at the house, drinking her cup of coffee in the morning, is on her Snap going through all of her friends' storyboards, and she sees, when's the last time we limed our yard? And she asked her husband, well, honey, I haven't done it. Well, why haven't you done it? Well, I didn't know we needed to. Well, Turf Teacher just put it up that we need to lime the yard. Well, sweetie, give him a call and have them do it. You've just won a client with free information. It gets them talking. They see that 10% off lime application. They don't care about that. They want to know why you lime it. And they figure out why you lime the yard, then they're going to give you a call. Use the social media for that. And then companies who use it first will have the biggest impact because you're going to be the ones that they follow first. If they're going to follow, the bigger companies, then they're not going to, the ones that are out there first, they're going to grab that attention first and they're going to be used to that. So it may be a little difficult if you're 2 years down the road getting Snapchat. It's going to be a little bit harder for you than right now because it's still new enough and you're one of the few landscape contractors or irrigation contractors that is using it. Another reason is that you've already built the audience on other sites. Use your Facebook and use your Twitter to drive the fans and followers to your Snapchat. Most of you already have Facebook. I can see that. I saw one of my students that took my online classes last year was doing Facebook Live. Man, that was so cool. And I posted, I'm like, man, dude, way to go. That's awesome. He was doing a tour of a newly landscaped residential property that they just did. And it looked magnificent. And he had somebody holding his phone, and he's like, hey, I'm such and such with horticulture services. I want you to see this job. And he's walking around and he's explaining to it. And it was on Facebook Live. And you could see the people just liking it, hitting the like button or typing in their comments, hey, way to go, it looks nice. I need to do that to my yard. He took social media and he ran with it, and he's doing really good from it. So promote your Snapchat on your Twitter, on your Facebook. Snapchat will not set an expiration date for other social media. Again, I guess, and I may be wrong, but my kids just don't like Facebook. Now, they might like it when they get older, but you know what? I see the time by them getting to college or having kids of their own and getting married, there's probably going to be another social media revolution, new apps coming out. But right now, their focus is Snapchat and Instagram. So we've got to jump on it. Be the first. Be the leaders in it. and then direct your audience from other sites to your Snapchat. And it's an incentive for your existing followers. Hey, follow me on Snapchat. We'll knock off $5 on your next mowing, whatever. And you can see who follows you because it lets you know who it is. And most people are using their names as their Snapchat. You know, I'm using Turf Teacher, but what if my name, I don't know if Eric Jones is available. Eric W. Jones is available because I used to have that to send out stuff. So I use it as your name. And so if Mary Smith is your customer down the road, you're probably going to see something to the effect Mary Smith or Mary W. Smith or whatever. It's like, oh, I think that's Mary's that we cut down down the street. So you can actually see who it is. You can see how many people are following, see how many people are viewing your snaps, and you'll pretty much recognize who they are. Embrace the new wavelength of messaging. Again, it's less than perfect, and that's what people love. You post something to Facebook, it's there forever. Yeah, you can go back and edit it, but my biggest fear is typing, especially using Facebook, either like this, typing with my thumbs, or when I'm in my office a lot, I'll log into Facebook and put out something that, hey, we're going to be doing the business motivation course, in June or in August, whenever I'm doing something like that. So I'll do that from my computer. On my phone, when I'm at my computer, yeah, I might type too fast. I do. That's what I do. I'm in education, so I type too fast. So I got to go back and read what I've typed because there might be some misspelled words. On my phone, the biggest thing that scares me is autocorrect because I've seen it change to some funny words. And you're like, whoa, gotta erase that back. So read it before you snap it. But if you make a mistake, 9 times out of 10, people they're not going to catch it because it's going to disappear. And that's the beauty of Snapchat. It does disappear. It's less than perfect, and that's why we as business owners need to take advantage of it. We put a misspelled word on Facebook or use the word your incorrectly. If we use Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U''re, it's going to make us look not so intelligent. If you do it on Snap, it's going to disappear before they even recognize that there has been a mistake. And businesses just don't need to have to worry about being polished at the end of the day. Send that information out quickly. If there is a typo, they're not even going to notice it. This is the new world of advertising. What if people actually wanted to engage with your business? Back and forth. You send a snap, they reply to it. You respond back. You've got that open-end communication, and that's what you want. You want people to ask you questions, and you give them the information. What if they actually pushed a button to see your company in action? That's what they do. They click on your story, and they see what you've done today. Send a snap out in the morning before a picture. At the end of the day at 4 o'clock, you're standing there like my boy on the coast. Look at this job. People are going to do that. And they're like, wow, look what Turf Teacher did. Or look what ABC Landscaping did. Look what whoever did it. They're going to be like, wow, honey, you need to see this. This is what I want in our yard. Little Bobby's birthday's in 2 months. I think you need to give Turf Teacher a call and have him come over and do something about that backyard. Or we're not having the birthday party here. We're going to have it at the park. Or we're going to have it at the skate world. Or we're going to have it at the bouncy places that you go. Now, do you want to spend $500-$600 there? Or do you want to take that and kind of invest it in the backyard and we upgrade a little more and we keep that money here at the house? So get that man and wife or that couple talking about what you've done, and you're going to see sales. And it still may be new, but it represents the new age of advertising. I see it only growing and growing and growing. Snap it, y'all. Snapchat it. Now, you see me keep looking at my watch. I'm trying to keep this lecture to an hour for you guys. I don't want you to get 1 hour credit, and it's an hour and a half. This is good information, and I want to keep it at an hour for you guys. So this is the new world of advertising. You can promote contests for a nice landscape yard. Hey, neighborhood such and such. We are holding the first annual Turf Teacher Best best nice landscaped yard contest. Winner gets $100 gift certificate to the company or restaurant of your choice, whatever you want to do. You're creating that competition. You're creating people coming back to your story. Allow them to vote on it. Have them snap the pictures. You screenshot it, put it on your website, let everybody vote on it. You've got that communication going back and forth. Show your clients of a sneak peek of a product that you've got. You've just started offering holiday event decorating, Christmas decor like we used to do. You're just offering that service. Send a picture, snap it. We now offer holiday and event decorating, and upload some pictures. You don't have to take a current picture. You can have pictures on your phone and actually upload it to your story. Distribute coupons to new and potential customers. Offer behind-the-scene looks of your operation. People actually like seeing, hey, well, we're landscapers, so we get up early, right? I'm up every morning at 4:45. My alarm comes on every morning at 4:45. Well, I like being in the office early. Yeah, I have to say, I do stop at Biscuitville on the way to work. And some days I'm down there a little bit longer than usual. But I'm up early. I'm working before I even leave the house. And when we get to the shop or we get to the office, we're working. A lot of us are there before the sun comes up. People kind of like that. Snap or video your guys loading up the stuff. Believe it or not, people like seeing that. They like seeing motivation. They like seeing positive things happen. And there's nothing more positive and motivating than seeing something early in the morning going. Introduce new landscape personnel. I've already talked about that. We just hired such and such as new VP of sales or new VP of marketing. And then share targeted Vine style videos, which Vine is another app that I may or may not try to do a lecture on, but it's kind of intertwined with that. But before I'd even get into Vine, use the video messaging, the video part of Snapchat. You don't have to have Vine if you're snapping these videos, and download those videos and then put it to your YouTube, and then the YouTube posts it automatically to your Facebook, which automatically posts it to Twitter and vice versa. I mean, you can set it up however you wanted to do it. And again, it is a low-cost method that can reach a wide audience, and that audience is only going to continue to get wider and broader and bigger and encompass everybody. It doesn't matter which race, nationality, age group. I think it's going to explode to everybody. I love it. I'm a big fan of Snapchat. So now let's create our Snapchat account. And I want you to send a snap to me, Turf Teacher. I want to have 1 million followers. I would love to have that, to be honest with you, because I love seeing what you guys do. I do. Now, I may not have time to get on everybody's story, but I love getting the snaps that I do from my followers, and I try to respond as quickly as I can. Now, on weekends, I may not, and usually when I do respond to a snap, it's probably late at night because I'm either standing up in front of a group of people talking or I'm standing up in front of a video camera talking, and it's kind of hard to do that with the phone. So I'm going to walk you through the steps to create the Snapchat, and then I want you to snap me. And my handle is turfteacher.com. The @ symbol, Turf Teacher. Now, when you find me on Snapchat, you don't have to type in the @ symbol. My handle is just Turf Teacher, all lowercase, and it's together. There's no space in between Turf or Teacher. So, your brand. Insert your name plus Snapchat. And I want you guys to kind of stop right here and think about it. Go ahead and you can pause this video. I want you to start thinking about words that describe your name. Now, I like short, catchy names for all my social media. And before I came up with the name Turf Teacher, before I formed the corporation, before I did all, what I sat down, I jotted down different names. I come up with Turf Teacher, I come up with Plant Professor, I come up with Landscape Lecturer, I come up with, I said Plant Professor, Plant Scientist, Plant Professor, Soil Scientist. I jotted down all these names that represented what I do for a living. I teach for a living. And I thought of the classes that I did, the classes that I teach, and I come up with all that. And I jotted down these names. Then I went to GoDaddy. gmail.com to see if that website name was available. Well, pretty much most of them were, but from the get-go, I liked Turf Teacher because it was catchy, it was cute, it was, very out there. It kind of grabbed at my target audience. And then I went to all the social media apps. I went to Facebook, it was available. I went to Instagram, it was available. I went to Twitter, it was available. YouTube, it was available. The Gmail account, Turf Teacher at Gmail, it was available. So everything, all the social media sites that I use, it was available. And that's why I selected Turf Teacher. So I went ahead and reserved them, created those accounts. Then I formed the company. Now, you guys have already got your company formed. So whatever your landscape name is, try to see if it's there. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact name. So, my dad's company is Elite Landscape Service Incorporated. Well, Elite Landscape Service wasn't available on all of the sites. And my dad wanted, like me, to have all of his social media handles the same. So we worked and worked and worked. And I actually took my marketing class I teach at the college, and we sat down, and this was a group project. Guys, here's the company name, Elite Landscape Service, Inc. Find me the social media apps and the website that's available. We came up with Elite Turfscapes. Now, it's different than Elite Landscape Service Incorporated, but we're marketing Elite Turfscapes. It's quick, catchy. Now, I've also reserved a lot of other names that I may eventually venture out. Like, what do? It was Turf Talk, Triad Turfscapes. I mean, stuff like that. I come up with everything, and I reserve those names because I may want to use them in the future. So your job right now is to come up with quick, catchy names that you could use across the spectrum. It doesn't have to be your exact website name, but I mean, I see some of you guys that email me that's like, their email address might be ericjoneswithturfteacher.com@gmail.com. Man, that's like way too long, and I see these long email names, and people have a hard time remembering it. You need something quick and catchy that people can remember. Turf Teacher. People are going to remember that. They see that on the truck. They're going to remember that. So try to think of something catchy and very vibrant about your company. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your name of your company, but try to have all of your social media handles the exact same thing. Your company might be Brian Smith's Landscaping Incorporated, but see if like Brianscapes is available. Something quick and catchy like that that's still tied to your legal business name. And then enter it. So I entered Turf Teacher plus Snapchat, and voila, I've got Turf Teacher. Now this picture right here, you can actually, once you create your account, you can take a picture of that code. They call them, I'm going to have to look and see, but there is an actual word there. So I'm logging into my Snap. And these are actually called, I'm looking, Snapcode. So people can take a picture of it, hold their phone up to it with their Snapchat, and it'll like automatically add you to your contacts, your Snap contacts. So remember that. I'm at Turf Teacher. I actually screenshot this myself, put it to Instagram, put it to Twitter, put it on Facebook, and I'll do it every so often. If I hadn't gotten any followers on Snapchat in a few days, I'll put this picture right here that you're seeing, the little ghost with all the dots around it, because the dots around it, they're changed for everybody. It's different. They're able to produce unlimited amounts of these with the way these dots are, putting it around there, and it's my personal Snap code. I'll throw it up on Facebook. I might get 4 or 5 new followers that night just because I put it on Facebook. So what you're going to do, let's go ahead and download the app if you have it. If you got your phone with you, grab your phone, go to the iTunes store or go to the Android market, whatever, Google. I know Google's got one, all that. But search for Snapchat, download the app, and when you click on the app, this is the first thing that you're going to see. So you're going to hit sign up. And you're going to sign up with an email account. Now, you see exactly when my birth date is. Yes, I was born on August 30th, 1973. The email I used for this, again, was turfteacher@gmail.com. And forgot to put the .com on there before I screenshot it. But my full email is turfteacher@gmail.com. And then there's my password. And then there's my birth date, and I had to sign in with that. So what you do is, sign up with your email. My apologies for the phone ringing. But enter your email, create a password, your birth date, and your username is your unique identity on Snapchat. So play around with this. You've wrote down these ideas. Like I said, if your name is Brian Smith's Landscaping.com or Brian's Landscaping, Inc., come up with something like Brianscapes or Brian the Landscaper or something that's unique. The shorter it is, the better it is because people can remember that. Turf Teacher. It's quick, it's catchy, and people can remember it. Brianscapes. Quick and catchy, people could remember it. So figure out what your username is, and then you're going to have to enter your phone number. You don't necessarily have to, but the thing I like about entering your phone number, and this is my old phone. Sorry, this is an old screenshot that I took. About a year ago, changed my phone number. But it'll send a verification code, and it'll send a verification code, and you'll enter that verification code. Once you get that verification code, it'll link up, and it'll find out whoever's in your phone if they have a Snapchat, and it'll let them know that you've got a Snapchat. Now, you may not want to do that, so you can elect not to have your cell phone on there when you create the account. And so if you do enter your phone number, you can select to find your friends that already have their Snapchat. And again, that may or may not be what you want to do. Sorry, that was the wife calling. She's going to be wondering why I didn't answer. Again, with your Snapchat, here's your stories. Here's all your friends. I've crossed out everybody that I had so y'all wouldn't follow. But you'll see who it is. Your best friends are the ones that you snap the most. Your recent, and then it'll start going in alphabetical order on who you've snapped. Again, the red is one that you've sent the snap. It'll turn white with like a blue or red outline. I can't remember which it is. That lets you know that they've opened it. Well, here's one that I just added somebody. It's grayed out, and it says just now pending until they accept my request. Now, maybe I found Brianscapes, and I added him to my snap, and I sent him a snap. Hey, Brian, it's Eric, the Turf Teacher. What's up? It's going to be grayed out until he accepts it and views the snap. So everybody, you have to approve whoever follows you on Snap. And again, that's me, as you can see. Same shirt, sitting in my office a while ago. I took that picture before I did this lecture. And I took this picture outside the office. So that's what I do. I send information like this. Hey, look what we did in the garden today, right outside my office. And the one thing I like about Snap, I took a picture of a Crepe Myrtle right outside of our, right here on campus. You can type in Crepe Myrtle like that, make it big. You can draw on it with the pen over here, like with your fingers, select it, draw that red circle around the Crepe Myrtle. You see the clock down here. I've got the picture set for 10 seconds. And hit that check mark to save. Hit that little box with the plus on it. That saves it to your story automatically. And then you click that arrow, and it'll send it to whoever you want. You can select individual people to send it to. You can select everybody. Or you can hit that and also post to your story from that point as well. So, the limits are unlimited on what we can do for our clients with Snapchat. And again, this is the end. Happy snapping. I want you guys to create your Snapchat account and send it to Turf Teacher. I hope to have a bunch of you guys sending me snaps here within the hour after seeing this video. Thanks so much, guys. This lecture's been right at making sure that it has been an hour. And yes, we are exactly right at an hour. I started at 3:24 and it is now 4:23. So happy snapping, guys, and I look forward to seeing you next lecture. Turf Teacher out.